All right, we were with Master Nick Eagle with us today. Thanks for joining us in Grimerica. We're going to talk about your Golden Laws of Enlightenment book, From Gigolo to Guru. Thanks for joining us.
Honored to be here.
How are you?
Always, never better. Why would we choose anything else?
That's right. I like that. Always manifesting your best.
It's all choices and decisions.
So let's just start off right at the beginning. Is there a link that people can get your book? Where can people find the book, your latest the Golden Laws?
NickEagleMystic.com, social media, book, my Enlightenment protocol, Kundalini page.
Nice.
Book, My Awakening Sanctuary, all the above.
All right, awesome. I mean, I guess we got to start by like your transition kind of thing, because I'm interested to ask you about what I experienced, because when I
my transition, we got to be a little careful with the wording here. I haven't transitioned. This that goes against the golden laws of enlightenment for sure. There's no chopping anything off and transitioning, but
that's good to hear. Oh, good. We're glad to hear that. No, you're enlightened. I mean, so you went from, being on TV and these shows from sort of like a sex symbol type thing to literally like enlightenment guru. You had a Kundalini awakening. Like there's got to be a part of that we should talk about, because I want to ask you about sort of what I'm thinking now when I look back, that I had a Kundalini awakening, because everything sort of did change at that time. But at the time, it doesn't really feel like it's happening. So.
Yeah, we can definitely discuss that. No, star of the TV show Gigolos, and I did escort as well to retaining my seed.
When was that? The aughts? Like, are we going back a ways now?
When was what? I don't do time anymore. So bear with me a little bit. It's been, I think the show's 8 years ago, maybe. Okay, I think we stopped filming. We shot 6 seasons. I starred on all 52 episodes. That took me from Hollywood to Vegas. I was in Hollywood at the time, stepping into my power, attempting to discover confidence in myself. So I was actually stripping at the time. I was doing as improv classes, acting classes, scene study classes, anything, any stage, stand-up comedy, anything I could do to test myself, to get over all the fear and panic that I carried for my entire childhood. I had young parents who had very little guidance, and I lived in a constant state of panic for many years. And that's what induced my first awakening, really, me being sick of living in this fear. And I wanted to get rid of all of it. And the first one was in 2005. And that's when I vowed to do everything I can to operate at the highest levels. And then it was a long road, which it doesn't have to be if you have a guru or a guide to help you along there, but I didn't have one. So I still used alcohol. I went to Hollywood and was partying. And when I started, so yeah, I put a lot of work into acting and developing my craft and really learning what we are. Acting classes are so good for us to explore these different characters. We can choose any character we want to play. To everything we're doing, we're putting on a show at all times. We need to understand that it's not the stars. It's not the stars. It's all choices. All of us right now, we're putting on a show. We're playing the character that we decide to play. And the acting classes really allowed me to see that I saw confident people, and I always knew, I'm like, I could do that. I just have to figure out how. I have to do what they're doing. I have to make these calculations. And I enjoyed acting and learning about myself. And I perfected my acting craft. I was nailing every audition, and this show comes along, and my representation agent manager said, never do adult, never do reality. And it was an adult reality show, but it was a starring role on an original Showtime series that was set to go for 6 seasons. So how do you say no to that? They have me driving a Lamborghini in the sizzle for it. It's hard to say no to something like that. So yeah, I did the show, and it took me to Vegas. Again, I was stepping into my power though. Nicholas Haas, what I was born, was very lost, but Nick Hawk was becoming confident and stepping into his power, and there was light. I was on the pursuit of truth. There's no more excuses and blaming the external world. I was taking good care of myself. I was over the drinking and partying when I went to Vegas as well. And I was taking better care of my body too. And even with clients, and even in my personal life, I was understanding the importance of energy and not just giving yourself to anybody. And so I was starting to shine in Las Vegas, but I was surrounded by darkness.
I got some questions about the acting part because that is really fascinating.
Yeah.
Because I noticed it myself, like I fear, like I just had to recently, try and get over like a karaoke fear, even just amongst a small group. Like I just have that fear of being on stage. So
Been there.
I don't know how we became podcasters, but how do you reconcile that with like authenticity? Like if you can play any character you want, like because what I've tried to do on the show is just really just be myself, be the same guy I am on the show that I am in real life. And like, because I came from addiction myself and then going up the corporate ladder and partying too much. And I had all these different circles that I had to keep separate, all these different parts of me, these different lives. So my goal was to kind of just be that one sort of whole unit in my life. So I guess that could be picking that character.
Yeah, but so we definitely can choose whatever character we want to play, but there is a best character, and everybody says, it talks about being athletic, authentic, and, being their best self, but we are one, and our best self, everybody has the same best self. We differ in our experiences and our guidance and what we've been taught. So we're going to have different stories to tell, but our best self is the same version for everyone. The fear is gone. We put truth above all. Those are the two things that happened when the Golden Laws of Enlightenment came, and those are the first two laws of the Golden Laws of Enlightenment. The fear has to go, and we have to put truth above all, which is taking responsibility for our being. And when we do these, we're the same people. We glow, we shine, just beauty comes out of us. We're connected. That's what this being spiritual thing is. When I vowed in 2005 to operate at the highest levels, I never planned on being spiritual, much less having a man bun. I made fun of these guys with long hair. I thought it was silly. I will never touch my hair again. I will never touch any of this. And it's everybody will have the same evolution. And if you're looking to improve yourself, be your best self, operate at the highest levels, the highest vibration, you're going to enter the spiritual path. You're going to understand the importance of taking care of this, taking care of your body, doing yoga, stretching, as well as meditation. You're gonna understand the peace and power that comes from stillness and silence, and what happens there when the fear is gone and we're connecting. And that's when the magic happens. That's where the answers are. We all have all these answers. We all hold the answers to everything. This sacred knowledge, and that's how we obtain it. And we go to these great places of healing as well. And the more we learn about ourselves, the less fear we have, the more powerful we are, the greater healer we become, healing our own body and others. And that should be the goal. So every chance and every opportunity you have to get on a stage, take it. Take it. There's something to learn from every experience. Every time you see a girl or someone you want to talk to, you go up and talk. You don't think about it. I don't know am I going to like this person? Second guess or think of excuse and reason not to. No, just go talk to everybody at the grocery store. You see someone, start a conversation. These are all opportunities, and every opportunity is a new class, a new lesson. And we need to explore that. Get on every stage that presents itself until all of that fear is gone, and then you will be your best self. Then we're more wittier, we're more charming, we're funnier, we're more connected, we have more ideas. Everything just flows through us. There's no stuttering, there's no stumbling anymore. We're not scared. And that's when the magic happens.
I like it. Darren, you got any questions?
Well, I was just thinking we should get you down into Calgary. We'll take you into the big city and get you on there's some bars there that I think take karaoke pretty seriously.
Oh yeah, no,
Well, I can't be around people drinking anymore, but if there's a bar with karaoke where people aren't drinking, I'd love to do that. I love doing that so much. I have a stage in my living room now. I love music. I have a looping machine. I just took a music is medicine workshop this last weekend for 3 days. I love it.
That might be an underserved market, sober karaoke.
We're failing in our teachings there for sure. And as that's when I used it as a crutch for so long. And even when I was doing the acting classes and stripping, I was constantly drinking. But it was harming more. There's nothing to gain when you drink and you get on the stage. There's nothing to gain. You're actually, it's becoming harder when you do that. You're missing out on opportunities. And now you're teaching yourself that you need this. Just like a kid who takes a pill for ADHD every morning. He's telling himself he's broken and he needs this pill to focus and not be hyperactive. Nonsense. And you're doing the same thing when we're drinking. I can't get on that stage without having a drink. You can. You got to figure out how, and you're not going to without it. You got to go for it. Study up too, and effort. Put in that work. If you sing that song 1,000 times at your house, and you get it down, and you're not going to be that scared on that stage either. So you can put the work in prior to prepare yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you kind of touched on the first two laws of the Enlightenment. Could we dig a little deeper into that?
No. Before we do that,
you don't want to do that yet?
No, before we do that, I want to ask about your music and medicine thing. Did anything surprise you in that course? Did you come out of there with any new revelations or anything like that?
Some tools to add to what I do. It was a lot of improv and looping, and the host, he used the class as like a human looping machine. It was so amazing. We circled around him, and he would have one group, boom, chika, chika, cha, boom, chika. He had us doing it too. Some of us got to fill in and jump in. So they would keep the rhythm. Then he'd move over to this group and do a melody or a tune with them, and then behind, and then over here, and everybody would be doing something different. And he was a great curandero, and he'd bring some people down a little bit higher over here. Then he wouldn't like something, then he'd stop it, and then he'd give them something new. Yeah, I watched a very talented person at work for sure to add a lot to mine, because when I do my ceremonies too, I'm freestyling most of the time, and I'm doing what's calling with the music. I have some basics to begin with, some protection songs in the beginning, and something a little lighter for people to go deep and meditate. And then when it calls, I'll break out the gong or my giant bronze bowl, and sometimes do some Kundalini meditations and some movements. And then I'll get out the drum and the djembe and start doing some songs that you could possibly dance to, and then end it with guitar songs for the most part. But in the middle, and in the middle of this ceremony, when we're peaked and it's the most intense time, that's when I'm freestyling though. I'm listening, I'm talking to the spirits and feeling, who the people who are in the ceremony, and doing what calls. And I improvise, I beatbox, I combined it with chanting. I offer some powerful cleansings. Maybe I'll mix in some other songs, but it was really good.
Excellent. When did your study of philosophy fit into this whole journey?
Always. So after the First Awakening, 2005, then it was Hollywood and learning about myself. And so I must have started the show because, then Hustler magazine interviewed me, and they titled it Confidence Man. And we didn't really talk about confidence, but I ran with that. And at the time, I was a personal trainer, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, competitor. I was helping people, with health and nutrition and self-defense and exercise advice. And then I started offering confidence advice and helping people with their anxiety as well. And more people started coming to me after that. And then it was addiction and depression and all the above. And that's what really inspired me to become what I am. It's one, I wouldn't have gone as far if I was just doing the work for myself. I'm doing this for us. I see, how much more love and light taking care of this brings to the world. That's the mistake a lot of healers and teachers do. They're trying to help everybody before they've, conquered their fears on their own. And the first book I wrote was Nick Hawk's 100 Kicks in the Ass, A Guide to Gaining Confidence and Reach Your Full Potential. And I was the motivator jiu-jitsu guy. But before I wrote it, I read every self-help book out there, and they all seemed gimmicky. Like, they're just trying to sell books and gain followers, telling people what they want to hear opposed to what they need to hear. And they need to take responsibility for this and put in effort. Nobody wants to hear that. Again, this one too, it's not a book to sell and to please everybody. It's a book for people who really seek their power and want to develop and put that effort in now. Take immaculate care of this.
You mentioned
the first book, I went deep. I traveled the world. I backpacked Eastern Europe, and the book is truth. It's answers I found inside of myself. And little, as I say on the back of this book, little did we know it 100 Kicks in the Ass, A Guide to Gaining Confidence, Reach Your Full Potential, was a sacred guide that led me to my first full chakra Kundalini awakening in about 18 or 19. And I knew nothing about Kundalini awakenings, the spiritual world, any of that, until I started Googling it after the Kundalini awakening happened. And then I started studying Buddhism, and then I got into metaphysics and philosophy more. And little did I know that book was similar to what the Buddhists are teaching and metaphysics and philosophy. And I really went deep, and I found truth, and it felt good. I'm like, I gained this from in here. It wasn't from reading the books. I was reading the wrong books. I was studying the wrong things, but I still found truth. And these sacred teachings I found on my own. It felt really good.
How much did martial arts and that journey sort of play into where you ended up? I mean, that's a lot of discipline and concentration.
Another stage. Yeah, obviously, that helped with the confidence as well. I lacked it when I was younger. I wrestled, and I wrestled a year in college, and I played football, and playing with my family members in the backyard, I was the best guy. I never dropped a ball. When I got in front of people, I was the worst. I didn't even start on the football team. And I was one of the fastest and most athletic guys, but I was in this state of panic. I couldn't catch the ball. I remember dropping a ball in a kickoff and losing a game, and that haunted me forever. So, and yeah, in wrestling, I was okay. I wasn't great because I didn't have that confidence. If I had that confidence when I wrestled, I would have been a state champion. I would have been an All-American. After I was beating All-Americans, after I gained my confidence and started moving up the belts in jiu-jitsu. They were coming in and training with us. And I did very well with jiu-jitsu, though. Once I stepped in to my confidence, I won a lot of stuff. I got my black belt on the PAN's podium as a brown belt by Robert Drysdale, one of the best to ever do it. So I had a lot of success, and I dedicate that to the pursuit of confidence as well. But yeah, get another stage to jump on. I wanted to, for sure that helped.
Did you start that later then? Was that a later in life thing, the jiu-jitsu?
I wrestled in college for a year, ran out of money, joined the Air Force for the GI Bill. In the Air Force, someone found out that I was a college wrestler and invited me to jiu-jitsu, and I fell in love with it. And I did it in Hollywood, and I studied with some good people there. And then when the show took me to Vegas, that's when I started with Robert Drysdale, and he gave me my purple, brown, and black belt.
That's interesting. So it's kind of happening right alongside all the other sort of awakenings. We're kind of coinciding, right? It seems like that's sort of right along that same timeline.
Everything played a role for sure. Again, it's me putting in this effort, hopping on the stages. The greatest stage was Gigolos. I mean, no, we scripted it a little. I wrote half the show, the setups though, but we're not scripting the lines, and things happen and play out. And I'm on this show with 3 cameras on me in a live dating situation, knowing that tens of millions of people are going to see this. That was where do you go from there? So, I mean, I'm glad I took advantage of that opportunity too, because everything I did brought me to, I wouldn't have became what I am without it.
What is that? What have you become? Where do you see yourself now in that sort of, in the past?
Well, when the golden laws of enlightenment came to me, that's when I let go of all fear and put truth above all. And that's when we step into the greatest version of ourselves, when that fear is gone. And you can read about it in the book. It was at an ayahuasca ceremony in Costa Rica. I also, as I hinted at earlier, I prepare people to work with enlightening plants as well. They are great tools when you have the right shaman and someone to prepare you. It shouldn't be a dark night of the soul, night of purging. There should be proper preparation. I prepare people for those. So even after my Kundalini awakening, I'm able to induce these Kundalini awakenings now. I can meditate. I take immaculate care of myself all the time, but I can, when I'm fully rested and healed, I can go into a state of meditation and my thoughts alone, with some yoga kriyas that I was shown in the first meditation. I'm able to induce these states at any time. But when I'm on medicine, which I don't do often, when I first started doing ayahuasca, I did it too much. And at the ceremonies, I was drinking it 3 nights in a row too. You should never do that. I abused it. I didn't have proper guidance. Now I do it every so often. I've done Wachuma, which I grow here now, my San Pedro cactus. I've done that twice in the last 2 years. I haven't done ayahuasca in a few years. I am about to do a ceremony though. These enlightening tools. So I'm guaranteed to have, a very intense Kundalini awakening, full chakra, rainbow body, spinning Merkaba, meditation when I'm on these medicines. It amplifies, it heightens your senses, 10 to 100 times, especially when you're in the jungle and you have this beautiful shaman playing these magical songs too. All of it plays a role. So what am I now? That was the question. Yeah, the best version of myself that we can all be when that fear is gone. It doesn't mean that I'm done learning. I'm done learning healing practices. That I can't learn more, but I have become the best version of myself, and we all can. And it's one choice and one decision. It was a long road for me because I didn't have a guru or a guide. It doesn't have to be. It can happen in any moment. People are now reading my book and having Kundalini awakenings. People are watching my videos on social media. It's very powerful stuff. And I'm getting messages. I started crying and shaking, and I'm like, you're awakening. My last guest here had her first Kundalini awakening here. This is such powerful stuff, and I know what I'm doing, and I want to be this person because there's so few out there who will guide you in the right direction. Most people who get a little taste of this decide that they're an enlightened guru now, and they mislead you. They tell you that healing's hard and it takes a long time, and you're going to have the dark night of the soul, and you have to do this shadow work, and with the right preparation, you do not. You do not. We've suffered enough. You've lived in that fear for long enough. You don't have to practice being scared to not be scared. You don't have to practice being sad to not be sad. And that's what's taught. A lot of these shaman out there too, and especially in America, they're comforting darkness. And this is the root of the golden laws of enlightenment. This is the meat of this. These are teachings that few are ready for, but anybody can be. We have to stop comforting darkness. We have to stop putting feelings before truth. We have to tell people to take responsibility and put in effort. A lot of these ceremonies and a lot of these shaman, they welcome anybody and to come, and they just comfort the darkness. They don't teach people their power, because you start telling people to take responsibility and to put in more effort, you're going to be losing clients and money. Nobody's doing that. Most of the ayahuasca ceremonies, I have to leave early because there's so much darkness. It's this, everybody's crying and feeling bad. It should be a celebration. A shaman's going to get you up and dance and sing. A proper shaman, one rooted in the jungle, one who who really listens to the spirits and knows what we are.
I love it. I love it. It seems to me like, because I was going to ask you about protection from the darkness too, and kind of how these people, I'm not saying they should be, but do you find it important to have some sort of, not an initiation ceremony, but for people to be just initiated? Like, not just anybody can walk in and all of a sudden have a Kundalini awakening and be, communicating with spirits and stuff. But what I was getting the sense of there was that as far as protection goes, like your attitude seems to be protective. I mean, is that all you need for protection from the darkness or from evil spirits?
Darkness cannot touch me anymore.
Because
I dispel it. I dispel it. I look in people's eyes and it fades now. I don't accept lies. I don't accept people pretending that they are anything but all powerful and all capable. Another law. And I have rules and requests for everybody in my life, everybody who comes here as well. You go to the website, nickeaglemystic.com again, and there you can click on Eagle Vortex and look at the rules and requests, my expectations of people, and what they must do. They must be taking immaculate care of themselves. They must want to be leaving behind the fear. They must be seeking truth. If you haven't found truth, you don't have to put it above all like I did. If you haven't found it yet, you can't. You don't have to be, all fear doesn't have to be gone. The quote on the back of my book, the quote on my website now is, this is my most powerful teaching. I do not welcome darkness, but I welcome you with open arms if you want me to help you leave it behind. And that is the mistake. A lot of gurus, don't get me going on therapists and the pharmaceutical industry and modern psychology. All it is comforting darkness and conjuring darkness. You're not going to get anywhere. The thing is, like, they're not malicious though. I'm not mad at them. When you understand something, you're not mad at it. It disgusts me because I know how much suffering it leads to. That they don't know what they're doing. They don't have anything better to work with. We don't have anything better to work with when you don't know what we are, when you haven't let go of your fear. That's all you can do is comfort people. Because you don't know our power. You can't teach the power when you don't know it. Yeah. So I do not welcome darkness here at all, but I welcome everybody with open arms if they want to leave it behind, and I am your guru for that.
Yeah, you can still love and have compassion for them and disagree with the whole thing when it comes to that whole other side of everything.
Yeah, but we have to stand up to the darkness too. We can't allow people to pretend that they're broken and not capable. We can't allow people to pretend that they have these mental disorders. They're a thing. They're not what they're taught, though. They are something we can all overcome and heal from. We can't allow people to pretend that they can't and they need to take a pill to do that. No, you need effort. You need to take better care of this. You need to go outside.
Oh, yeah. We need to stop. I think that's bang on. I mean, this is what's missing right now. Even over and above the spiritual stuff and the esoteric is that responsibility and accountability and effort. And
that's what awakening is. That's true repentance. I don't like, the church steals the word repentance. I don't like to use it, but that's what it is. That's what awakening is. That's what I did in 2005. That's what I did in every awakening. That's why I never had a dark night of the soul. I never chose fear. I went face to face with God, spirit, source, my higher self. And I faced it because I was sick of living in that fear. I'm like, no, I'm going to own this. It's me. It's me. It was true repentance. I cried tears of ecstasy the entire day in 2005, that first one. The entire day I was in tears. It felt good. I thought of every time I was scared and impatient and mean. And I owned all of it. It's me. It's not the stars. God doesn't hate me. It's not genetics. It's not my parents. It's me. I'm going to put in more work. I'm going to take care of this now. It's me. I'm going to prove this.
Yeah, it's not the government. It's not your neighbors. It's not your family. So Cody's got a question in the chats here. I could use some guidance with a good friend of mine. We're about to lose to alcohol. What steps should I take?
You're about to lose to alcohol.
It looks like that. Yeah, that's what I was just double checking that. But yeah, that's what he says. We're about to lose.
Dump it out right now. Dump it out right now. It's no secret that it's not benefiting you. Dump it out. It's poison. It destroys you. It lowers your vibration. Go on TikTok and watch videos of drunk people. These aren't connected people making good decisions and bringing us love and light. It is complete destruction. It destroys your brain, destroys all of your organs. It poisons you. It's why you puke. It's why you're hungover. It is poison. It's something that I abused for many years. I partied a lot in Hollywood. I drank a lot, way too much. I didn't know what I was doing to myself. I thought that's what everybody I was programmed. That's what the cool kids do. That's what the rappers do. So, that's what they do in movies and on TV. That's the coolest people go to clubs, they get drunk and pick up girls. It's destruction. Vegas is complete destruction.
It's the
we
90s
know this. It's
on.
no secret. You know this. Right? Your problem is right now, if you're abusing alcohol, you're pretending you're not capable without it. That's what you're doing. You're pretending that you need it. And you know deep down that you do not. You don't need any of these substances. They're not benefiting you. You know deep down that if you took better care of this, if you put in more effort, you would have anything you could imagine. You could become anything you imagine. It takes effort. It takes commitment. It takes discipline. Get in nature. Sleep. Take better care of yourself. Follow my Enlightenment protocol. My Enlightenment protocol is my gift to the world. It's what I've been working on since 2005. There's 100 things in there the average person could add to their life to improve themselves, to operate at higher levels. 100 things easy. I have morning routine. I just did this amazing Kundalini warrior wake up routine that I've been putting together for a long time now. I wake up excited every morning to do a little lime juice and water and go outside and do these movements. Ground, feet on the dirt, on the red Sedona dirt here, facing the sun, doing these Kundalini warrior movements to detox the body, to wake it up. We don't need caffeine. It's nonsense. Studies show that caffeine shrinks your pineal gland. You need to know more. Destroys your adrenal glands. They're connected with our chakras. Go deep into this. See what these poisons are doing to us.
Yeah, that's a good video. I watched that. It makes me want. I'm going to start doing those exercises.
Oh, it's so good. It's like my best work. Yeah, it's like my best work. I love that video so much. It's at the Enlightenment Protocol, NickEagleMystic.com. Check out the Enlightenment Protocol. Check out that video. It's on there too. Food protocol, recipes, exercise, workout advice, wind down routine, meditation advice, sleep protocol, lucid dream protocol, shower protocol. When we shower, that should be a ritual. That should be a ceremony. It should be a cleansing ritual. There's no better way to cleanse ourselves with this. If it's not city water, if it is, you better have a filter on that. You're just dumping chemicals on your head. But everything should be a ritual and cleansing, and everything we're doing throughout the day should be to operate at the higher levels. So we can be.
Did this all come to you from that? Did you say this came to you to write the book through that ayahuasca experience, or
the latest book?
Yeah.
So that was a little over 4 years ago.
Been in the works for like.
Since the ceremony. No, when all this came to me, this is when I was shown everything. When that's gone, you have the answers. I had the answers. After that, I didn't use the F word anymore. I understood words and how powerful they are, and the vibration and the tone. The tone in which we speak needs to be a healing tone. If you pay attention to the way I speak too, I almost speak like I'm chanting, and the words that I come out are at a healing vibration as well. Even the way that I speak, my movements, everything that I do now, I've built this awareness. I hold food in my hand. I know what it's going to do to me when I put it in me. I couldn't wear synthetic clothes after the ceremony. And all this knowledge and ancient wisdom came to me, and I wanted to get the book out right away. I'm glad I didn't. So I spent the last 4 years, 3 months after the ceremony, I was selling my 4 Vegas houses, and I was living here in Sedona on some of the most beautiful, sacred, powerful healing grounds that I am supposed to be at. The spirits welcomed me here. This was here for me to do this work here. And it's so exciting, so beautiful. I get to wake up and see Bear Mountain Peak every morning. I've gained even so much more power here, but I spent the last 4 years designing and creating it. It came with the Sacred Healing Dome that is still here. I built 3 more houses, the Kundalini Dojo and the Enlightenment Lagoon, which is a lazy river, crystal grotto, and waterfall. And I spent the last 4 years building that. Not one time. I'm outside working. I ran everything. I didn't have a contractor heading all the groups. It was me, and I was getting my hands dirty. I was pouring. I was framing. I was doing drywall. I stuffed the installation pretty much in all the homes. I did like a lot of the work. And I was out there hours to 16 hours a day. Not one time did I put earbuds in and listen to music. Not one time. I was with my thoughts. I was polishing my teachings. I was putting this book together. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to even come to the world and try to tell people I'm now enlightened, because I know what that sounds like, but people don't. And so many people do that. And it's almost worth not even suggesting that I am, but it had to be the golden laws of enlightenment. So I obviously say that in the book that is what happened, but I explained it. It's when the fear is gone and when truth is above all, and that is what happened. And there's no question in my mind that is what happened to me at that ceremony. So the last 4 years was putting the book together. And yeah, I just started accepting guests, and I just released the book, and it's such exciting times now.
Is that when you transitioned from hawk to eagle?
Yes. As you can read about in the book, Eagle visited me in the ceremony, and 3 times I come to find out later on that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, most shamans know this, that if you have a spirit animal encounter, it comes 3 times. And it happened before me knowing about that. It was so special. And I really embrace the eagle spirit. That happened before God, source, shined the light on me and showed me Reiki healing and all of the above, all these yoga practices, all these kriyas, more kriyas. And after the ceremony and coming here, I felt the spirit of the eagle here. I felt the presence of the eagle here, and it was going to be Hawk's vortex, and I was still Nick Hawk, but I felt the eagle presence so strong, I decided to change my name to Nick Eagle because it was more appropriate. I still have much respect for the hawk, and my students now are able to take the name Hawk if they so choose as well, which is special. But it is now Nick Eagle and Eagle Vortex. And listen to this. After the book is done, I took a train trip on one city over by Jerome, Verde Valley, I think. There's a train there. I get there. There's 2 golden eagles outside of the train station. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I didn't even know we were going to maybe see eagles. There's 2 Oak Creek and Verde Valley. They're like creeks. They're not really rivers that fly through here. I never thought that there was eagles. I sensed eagle presence though, and the spirit of the eagle. I thought I brought it with me. Apparently not. I learned on this train trip that eagles nest in the mountains. Then I come to find out that golden eagles nest in Bear Mountain behind me. Supposedly there's a nest up there that I'd love to go find. After I wrote the Golden Laws of Enlightenment, after the eagle came to me, after I came here, changed the name of everything, I find out that golden eagles nest in the mountain behind me. It's not even in the book. There's lots of amazing stuff like that in the book, because my entire life now is synchronicities and just beautiful magic, and stuff like this happens all the time. But this is one of the biggest ones. So good.
I like it. Darren, you got any questions?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind digging into more of the book a little bit. I mean, we've kind of teased on, I think, 4 of them now. Is it 4 we've got to? So could we recap kind of what those ones were, because we sort of brushed past them quick? There's 8 total. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I can go through these. There's 10 total. I combined a couple down. There was 11. I think I combined 2 to 10. You'll put truth above all. We hit on that. Only the purest and most truthful words will exit your mouth. Your words will mean everything. You'll understand that words create. You'll speak with authority and confidence. You will demand respect and attention. You'll never use words that carry dark energy. You'll be certain when teaching. So important. So many teachers trying to teach beforehand to get followers and gain money. That's one of the biggest ones here. You should not teach until you are ready. And too many people fail us. You're telling people the wrong thing. You're contributing to their suffering.
Does that include the public school system and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're learning. It's okay to say this is my belief, this is my opinion. It's okay to say I haven't found truth yet. That's fine. But you can't make a definitive statement to somebody to convince them to do something you are unsure of. That is darkness. You'll ask questions when you fail to find the answers. You will not lie to fit in, to gain friends, family, or followers. You will not lie about a product or service you sell to make money. Only lies to darkness when protecting yourself or your family will be tolerated. This does not mean that you're permitted to lie to save your world of lies that distract you from the truth by pretending we are something we are not. You will not lie to someone in a foolish and selfish attempt to bring you and them brief happiness and ultimately contribute to their continued suffering. Such a big one. You will not lie to sick people and feed their sickness. You will not lie to darkness to feed darkness. And then I'll just name the other ones. If you want to touch on the other ones, we can. You will leave behind all fear. You have gratitude and appreciation for all of creation. You'll stay in proper alignment. Your body and mind will be sacred space. You'll never pretend to be anything less than all-powerful and all-capable. You will only give deserving energy to the world, another big one. You will create. You will connect to God and become an expression of its highest power in every way. You will inspire through art and music. You will tell jokes, laugh, sing, and dance. You'll travel the world cosmos and learn about every way that presents itself. You'll teach by telling stories. You'll gain as much knowledge as possible, and you'll give back to as many people as possible. You'll lead by example and be craved and worshipped by all. You'll find meaning and have purpose. Number 9 is you will heal. Number 10, you will demand that others follow these rules.
Do you have a favorite?
They all combined into one, but I mean, the top two, the truth, I guess if I had a favorite one,
or maybe not favorite.
Everybody knows that we should be honest, though, and we should tell the truth, but people don't understand to what extent, to every extent. We can't, you don't tell your kids there's a Santa Claus coming down the chimney. You don't lie about anything ever. My mom told me that. When I found out that it was Santa Claus, I never trusted her again. We shouldn't. There's nothing to gain by it. There's nothing to gain by these lies. It's fun. No, it's let's dig a little deeper than that. People post stuff on social media. I call them out. Why you post? Oh, is this a fun and cute post? That's not okay. That's a teaching that you're telling people. That's not true. Jokes and fun, there's ways to do that, but when it still has to be truth. It's the truth above all. And the feeding of darkness. The feeding of darkness is the most important one. Truth above feelings. This world is what happens when you put feelings above truth. When you let people be obese on magazine covers and say their truth is they're healthy. That was the climax of how do we not see the problem with this? I know what you're trying to. You're not malicious, though. You're not malicious. I'm not mad at you. You're just here. You're right. You're virtue signaling. You're right here. You're not understanding what's going to happen beyond this. She's going to feel good in the moment, but she's going to keep eating and not understanding that she's going to die at a young age with lots of disease and on 10 pills. So maybe we shouldn't do that, right?
They're really going to feel good in the moment. I mean, it's got to be fleeting. They got to know deep down that there's a bunch of condescension going on there, right? Wouldn't you have to know?
See, that's the problem that people don't know. They're pretending, they're thinking these people are broken and not capable, and it's genetics. It's not. That's what they're thinking, though. But that's the problem. Stop teaching. You don't know. You're thinking that. That's your opinion, your belief. You don't know. I know what we are. I can now teach. I went to the mountains. I found truth. I know what we are. I can teach. I know that we can heal on our own. All of these mental disorders, all of these diseases, cancer, we can heal all of them on our own. I know this. Again, they're not malicious. It's not a good thing to hurt feelings, but you're not calculating past that. Give them a chance. You don't know. You don't know what they can do. You don't know. You don't. Stop pretending.
I love it. So how do we deal with technology now during this enlightenment with the kids and with us and with everybody kind of in their algos, and how do we find a balance between, engaging with the world maybe or maybe not, and just keeping our our truth and our serenity kind of.
Not our truth. Truth.
Yeah.
You add a word to it, it's not truth anymore. If you have to say this is my truth, you're saying I'm lying. That's what you're saying. Or you don't need the word my or your in there. You had a word, it's not truth anymore. It's something else. Something you're trying to. Where do we go with technology? With what? Well, number one, AI has nothing on us. Stop using it. Put in effort. It's so demonic. It's neat. Some of it's neat and fun. It's demonic. I have released this and opened this. I'm working on music again. I did an AI app. They're neat. They can write a song. But if you're connected, there's nothing to it. There's no life to it. It's so demonic. It's so dark. The song was so dark. Like I was maybe having some inspiration of like a hook or maybe like the beat, have something inspire me. I want nothing to do with it. AI doesn't touch my website wording, my social media. I don't even want ideas from AI anymore. There's nothing to it. There's no light in it. I don't like it's harming us. It's harming us. People are you need to put that effort in. And people are cheating. You can't cheat. We're going to see through it though. We're going to see through it. AI has nothing we can see through it. Like if everybody out there, if you see some people using AI to even send you an email, delete it. We can't feed this darkness. We can't feed this darkness. We need to reward effort, or we're teaching darkness. We're feeding darkness.
Do you think there's a point at which that changed with the AI? Like, was there a point where it seemed like, because you mentioned you were using it a little bit, was there some sort of seminal moment where you decided that it was headed in the wrong direction?
All of it. My website SEO is doing backlinks. Sent me my new person. Sent me the new. I'm like, did AI do this? Are you kidding me? I'm not paying you to. He's like, yeah, but we edit out the stuff to make it. No, I still see it. So now they're writing them. No, and that's the backlinks that nobody sees. I don't even want to be associated with that though. And it's so fake and Google's going to pick up on that anyway and know what AI is, and it's going to hurt your rankings for that. I think that's already been happening. I sense that that's already happening. But leave it alone, guys. Leave it alone. We are so much better than AI. We're so much better. We got to take care of this. AI is good for calculating pi to the millionth decimal. That's fine. But no, if you want to bring this world connection and creativity and originality, and if you really want a product or service that people are going to enjoy and it's going to light them up, and you want to bring stuff to this world, you want to have purpose, you're not touching AI.
What about the opposite end of the spectrum where they're promising us, well, maybe not all of them, but there is at least the premise that it could lead to a future where we don't have to work anymore, or where we kind of have all this time to do more creative things and to find our balance.
Yeah. He's hitting on one aspect of it, the important one, when we're talking about the relation to ourselves and how to use it. But yeah, the others, I love using the self-checkout at Whole Foods. And somebody who has been touching dirty money isn't now touching my food. I'm happy with that. Even drones delivering packages. Not here though. I don't want them here. But if they can aid you in putting the time into going to the mountains and making music and being more creative, then I'm for it. So yeah, I'm for it in some ways that are going to
the creative application. It shouldn't be used in so much of a creative application. Probably more of a practical.
Yeah. If you can
That's kind of getting in.
Send your bank stuff to a program that will do your taxes for you. I'm good with that. That'll give you more time to create music and, create beautiful things. So.
Any predictions? I mean, you've alluded to how dark it sort of is right now and how much of a mess things are, but
we're going to see through it.
Alluded
it's going to be helpful. It's going to be a helpful ally. Number one, it's going to be a helpful ally, but it's going to come to people like me for answers, for people who are putting themselves out there and saying the things that I'm saying. It's going to come to people like me for answers that it's never going to be able to find. But we're going to be friends. We need to respect it. Number one, it is a part of us. It is part of this creation. It's a part of God. It is a valuable tool in some ways, and we need to respect it. But it needs to be used appropriately, or it is very demonic and dark when wrongly used. And especially when you're saying, this is me, I did this, or you're trying to cheat, you're trying to get work done, or write a book, or a movie, or it's something creative. It needs to be used appropriately. But no, it's going to be a great ally and tool, and it's going to help us bring free energy here as well. This isn't the spiritual, the big awakening. It's not some spiritual nonsense. I know a lot of people talk about it, but it's a real thing that's happening right now. And this will play a role in it in some ways. It's harming us in some ways. As I just said, some people aren't putting in that effort. You got to put that effort in to discover yourself and leave behind the fear and find truth and answers. So it's going to harm us in some ways, but we're going to see through it, hopefully sooner than later. And I am sensing that. We can go deeper into this 3-eye atlas and how our friends out here are going to start helping us ascend and awaken more too, if you want.
Let's do that.
So my guest home here is called the UF home. Okay. It has an observation deck up top. I also offer CE5 meditations for groups. That's Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. My first trip to Sedona, I had my first craft experience. And one happened 3 weeks later. The same thing happened. I saw a craft. I felt connected with it. And I thought it did a loop. I come to find out it does like a 90-degree thing to whatever it's doing to hyperdrive or go to another dimension. Not a dimension, because the ones that materialize in and out are going to different dimensions. But the ones that they do a 90 and it's hyperdrive or whatever it is. They both did that. And I don't think this was close to my first full chakra Kundalini awakening when I had my first 2 contacts. I just talked about this in a video recently too. So they can't interact face to face with us. But when we raise our consciousness and operate at these higher levels, and we're able to start doing some remote viewing and getting outside of ourselves and astral traveling, and where we start picking up on some things, as I was during my first 2 contacts. The first time I was in Sedona, it's the best I ever felt in my life. This is the first time I felt I was in this constant state of meditation that I talk and write about, that we should all attempt to achieve. I was in the highest vibration. That's when I had my first contact. And I didn't know at the time, but I'm like, it was kind of like I got you or you got me type thing, but it was right over Sedona. I'm like, that's my ego. No way it could be there for me. But then after more research and studying, and after the second one happened, I come to find out, yes, if we increase our vibration, project our consciousness out, we can call these crafts in. And that's what I do now for the CE5 meditations. And can we see this?
Yeah, nice. I like him.
So I'm going on another artifact dig here soon.
Nice. Only in Sedona.
No, Mexico.
Oh, nice.
I'm hesitant to talk about these because they've been covered up, and our past has been covered up by the governments and everything. And I'm not going to say too much about those, but that's really old, and it should probably be in a museum. And I got a few of them. Um, there's a lot to this world that we don't know. There's a lot to this world that we don't know. But as we are getting at, so they can't make direct contact with us. And this is something that I discovered when the golden laws came to me too. It's something that I had to sit with too. And I feel like there's not that many gurus as myself out there doing much, because there was a choice for me to be made. And it was to let the kids play and have this experience, or, wake them up and snap them out of it, because this experience is very special. This great awakening is very special. What we're living in, it is, because it's choice. And one day we'll be able to go around and hug everybody. The lessons will be learned. I can't wait for that day, but we can't do that yet. Nobody will suffer. Nobody will have any fear, and there'll be no more. There'll be free energy. There will be no more starving kids. We'll have it all figured out. People will be going to the mountains before having kids, and that's going to happen. But that's where we're going for sure. Every second we become more loving and more intelligent. And our friends out here, they're some of them are ones with angels, just these beings of light, and so they don't interact face to face with us yet. But they can, when we increase our vibration and we start tuning in and we developing these cities and these psychic powers, we can tune in, and they can, because we go into this place where our minds are. And I talked about that in the book too, a little bit, where we can connect and we can gain wisdom and guidance there as well. Not just, the Akashic records, and not just from the mountains. We can get it from these beings as well. And that's what I sense with this 3-eye atlas. It's something that is coming this way, just like there's wisdom in the mountains, and Bear Mountain behind me, in India and Tibet, Mount Kailash. And this, if it's a rock or a ship, it's bringing knowledge and wisdom that we're going to be able to pick up on, just like if we go to, Tibet, or even Bear Mountain behind me here. I do sense that there's great wisdom coming, and it's so exciting, and new wisdom. It's different frequencies. It's different information. It's coded information from who knows where, who it might be coming from another civilization. It's being sent here by them for sure. That's pretty much proven. It's impossible that something would come from that direction with that trajectory. It's speeding up, slowing down. Oh, our government shut down right before it passed Mars, so we can't see it. It's something special. And I sense that it's going to greatly help in this awakening, as the beings possibly helped me with the Kundalini awakening, because I tuned into that. So there's exciting stuff happening.
Oh yeah, and we are in the age of reveal, it seems like.
Yeah. Really, yeah. And Trump's getting, I sense that Trump's getting ready to disclose a lot more too. Dr. Stephen Greer just did as well. He's the one who pretty much turned me on to all this, because I had no idea what these happenings were. Then I found him. I watched CE5 on Amazon. I recommend everybody watch that. And then I took his masterclass at the Gaia headquarters in Boulder about these CE5 meditations. And I do a similar one. I do more singing and chanting. He does a puja before it. Yeah. And I've done 2 here. And I just did the first official one on the UF home about a month ago with a few people, and we had an amazing contact right above the deck. It was super close while I was chanting. So powerful. And the best one I ever had was the first one I did before this place was built. A lady was here. I was considering hiring her as a caretaker who had Kundalini awakenings, and she was coming to me for guidance. And I was showing her the dome, and we started talking about the Kundalini awakening. So when just talking about it brings you in a higher vibration. We stepped out on the deck, and I started telling her about the CE5. She knew nothing about it. She never saw a craft. I decided to do the first one with her there. And she saw her first craft bouncing around on the mountains. And I just got a video today of a craft. Somebody filmed the craft over here last night. They said they've been seeing it often. And I just got a video of that today, which was really neat, because I haven't seen it. It's been happening late. I go to bed earlier. And she saw her first craft. And then we were getting our chairs. We were going to sit down. And I said, I feel something. I said, I feel something. I feel a lot of something. And I'm looking up, and I saw the biggest craft. If I got a video of this, it would blow. It would go everybody in the world would see this video. It's probably the best. I haven't seen anything like this ever. And it was from there. Well, maybe the one in Phoenix was amazing that a lot of people saw, but it was from there to there. I don't know if it was one giant light or mini lights, but it was from there to there. And it went right overhead, and it connected with me and told me, you're here for a reason. We're going to be connecting more. It was so beautiful and special. She missed it. She was adjusting her chair, but I sensed that she wasn't supposed to see it, but she sensed it through me. And so amazing.
Master Nick Eagle, is there anything you think we missed or we didn't touch on that's important before we start to wrap up?
Oh, no, we got into some good stuff. This was good. I feel good about it. Yeah, anything else you guys want to know? We touched on, we went through all the golden laws. I love that, and my enlightenment protocol, and some stories of my awakenings and how I struggled, and the confidence thing, and gigolos. We touched in, and aliens. I think we touched on a lot. Anything else you guys want to hear from me?
Yeah, just one bit about the CE5s, because I've been a little bit more cautious now about trying to make contact with anything, whether it's spirits or UFOs or anything, just because you just never know what's responding to you. So do you have any concerns or protocols for protection or safety, or like just going into your intention of love and all that is enough? Or
that's nothing to be scared of. And that's the number one thing when I start the meditation. Before they come here, I tell people, and the rules and requests, it says too, you do not fear any of these beings, multidimensional beings. It's the last thing on there. Whenever I do one of these meditations, I start with a prayer saying, I welcome all spirits, guides, extraterrestrials, and beings who serve the light. So if you want to start with a little prayer by saying that, you can say that for a little extra protection. But the beings, again, the more advanced we become, the more intelligent we become. We don't have to worry about them. The only things that we need to concern ourselves with is what our government has developed and what they've done. And their crafts. They've stolen. Dr. Greer talks about all this with all the whistleblowers, that they've stolen all this technology, and we have these crafts. So I don't know about this. I've never really connected with them or attempted to, but supposedly the Greys are an interdimensional species that lived on an Earth-like place, but they destroyed the Earth and torched it, and they went underground. And that's why they have the big eyes, because they're underground, and they lost emotions and feelings, and they can no longer multiply. And supposedly they come to our reality, and that's why they abduct people to steal their DNA to continue their species. It makes sense to me. I don't know for sure, but that's what I've heard. And the abductions are kind of weird and rough, that people say, because they don't really care. They can't connect, and they don't have feelings like us. So they don't want to hurt us, but they don't understand emotion, too much anymore. And that's why they might not have been the best experiences. And there's stories of the government abducting people to distill fear as well. But no, if whatever's coming from over there, their love, I promise, their love and beautiful things. But yeah, you can always say that guide. And then, yeah, one more time, it's nickeaglemystic.com. I have a welcome guide at my website. Go through that. Follow me on social media. I have a good X account, and I post amazing videos almost every day on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And again, my Enlightenment protocol is there. Go through that. It's such good stuff. I put so much work into this. It's like my gift to you. A page on Kundalini if you want to learn more about that. I dried a wet sheet in freezing temperatures on the mountain back here, and documented a full chakra Kundalini awakening when I did it, like the monks do in Tibet, in the Himalayas. I did that. I think I was the first American to do that, especially here, and documented and everything. Next step for me is to hook my brain up to an EKG to prove that the states that I'm going into. I'm quite certain I'm going to be the first person to document staying in hyper gamma. They brought a monk here from the Himalayas to Wisconsin, and he briefly went to hypergamma, but he didn't stay there. I'm quite certain that I stayed there and possibly lambda brave wave states when I'm inducing one of these full chakra kundalini awakenings. So that's my next demonstration. I want to prove that and show the world just what we are, and that this isn't a show, and the places that we can all go if we put in that effort and take immaculate care of ourselves.
Right on.
Right on, Master Nick Eagle. Thank you very much for your time on this wonderful Thursday, I think.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks, buddy.
Don't ask me the day.
Yeah, I'm getting there myself.
That's good. That's self-mastery. I'm so proud of myself when I forget my birth date and the year. No, that's you don't want that up there.
But you still got to the interview, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I put it all in the calendar. I look at the time, but I don't look at the date or the day or the year. But yeah, my thing's on my calendar. I'm always organized. I have the highest form of respect for everybody's time and energy. So everything's in the calendar. I don't miss appointments.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day and come back anytime.
Satnam.
And that was our chat with Master Nick Eagle, the Golden Laws of Enlightenment. Oh, that was a fun one. That was all a whirlwind in some ways.
That was great. Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea about any of it. So that was just that was great. I mean, that's the best part about coming in cold sometimes is I just get like, whoa, what are we talking about here? Gigolo. Anyway, fantastic chat. Big thanks to Master Nick for coming on the show. Big thanks to you guys for listening. Even bigger thanks for the people who listen live and gave us some super chats, and the people that support in the background on a monthly, or they do one-time donations and allow us to live this life where we can forget what day it is of the week sometimes and not starve, hopefully. And thanks to guys like Cody and Tony there in the chats. I've seen Timmy in there as well. He's a big supporter. We love you guys. We appreciate you. If you want to join the ranks of these wonderful people, become one of the nobles of Grimerica, head over to grimerica.ca/support today and sign up for a monthly or make a one-time donation. Otherwise, we're just going to get an AI robot to start doing the interviews. That'll be it. Just kidding. Check out grimericaoutloud.ca for the podcast. Contact atthecabin.com for trips and events. Adultbrain.ca for all the audiobooks and all that great stuff over there. Other than that, love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.